is astonishing. On Tuesday, the city of Aleppo was captured in a shock offensive, and by the weekend, rebel fighters had full control of the city of Homs, with the province of Daraa also falling. Then, overnight, rebels entered the capital, meeting almost no resistance. Well, our correspondent Barbara Pletasha is the only British broadcaster in the city, and she sent us this report.
Ooh, that's as tall as you now.
This is an extraordinary moment, a seismic change in Syria's balance of power. The strong man of Damascus, Bashar al-Assad, is gone. Rebels have declared victory. We were the first Western journalists to reach the capital after it fell.
You're going to stand on that. Be careful.
Central Umayyad Square, civilians and rebels.
Yeah, because I have to make it bigger.
Gunfire. They're driving around in their cars. They're giving me peace signs. They're saying that life is going to be so much better now that Bashar al-Assad is gone. But there is a mix of joy and fear in the city.
I'm making a holy slide. Let's go flower for back.
And now they're wondering what is going to happen.
This is the scary
Here,
one.
I spoke to people who have long
And it
been
goes
waiting
high
for this
and high.
downfall.
Thank
Thank you, she says. The tyrant has fallen. The tyrant has fallen. Many of her family died under President Assad's rule, some in prison.
My cousin, my son, my family, all okay.
How are you feeling?
It's an indescribable feeling. We're so happy. After all the years of dictatorship we've lived through, we were in prison in 2014 and now we're out, thank God. We won because of our men and our fighters, and now we're at the moment that we're going to build the greatest Syria.
The old Syria has gone with breathtaking speed, the army melting away in the face of the rebel advance. Last week it was Aleppo, yesterday the city of Homs, last night the outskirts of Damascus. When they arrived, the rebels went straight to a notorious prison to set the inmates free. Today, their leader took a victory tour of Damascus, visiting the historic Umayyad Mosque. Abu Muhammad Jolani, head of the Islamist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. He's been playing down past links to Al-Qaeda, saying he wants to build a Syria for all its people. From the Syrian Prime Minister, also a message of calm.
We're all concerned about this country and its institutions
This is a
and
slide, and you can slide.
before we get I do not intend to leave it except in a peaceful manner in order to ensure the continuation
They're just
of the
gonna
work
fall
of
to the
public
death.
institutions.
Oh, yeah, fall over.
Yeah, but I like scary faces.
Reports that he flew out of the country.
I'm just
A
going to leave
statue
that.
of his father pulled down shortly
Let's
before he
make it
fled.
immortality.
Is Damascus
You be
residence now a
careful
tourist
up there.
attraction, stripped bare of anything valuable, of anything at all?
This
We
is
saw
time
people
to
carrying
ride.
out furniture,
Maybe
with no
I'll
one
put
trying
a
to stop them.
slide here.
The rebels may have brought freedom, but not security.
Whoa.
The country is hoping for
Maybe
peace and
I should
fearing
have built
chaos.
an immortal
Different groups
now.
control different
It's
areas.
taller than
No
you
one knows
now.
how this will play out. But
It's
whatever
my,
happens here
it's
will be
wibbling,
felt
so it
across
might fall.
the Middle East.
And I'm not going to put it in
Barbara
a
Pletasha, BBC
house.
News,
Because it
Damascus.
might fall.
Are you going to be a bricklayer when you
One of Bashar
grow up?
al-Assad's main backers was Russia.
but
and
this
Moscow
is so
says he's
tall.
now fled Syria.
It's
The
like
fall
a
of his
fire.
regime
Fire
unpredictable
like
little over
and a
week ago.
slide.
Now, more than half a
and
century
space.
of authoritarian rule is over. First from his father,
This
then the
is the
son.
tallest.
Is
This
Caroline
is the
Wood.
tallest house.
Nearly
It's
a
called
quarter
the
of a
log
century,
house.
Syrians endured
You
his
slide on top.
authoritarian rule.
And it's a slide, and it
People
went
both
fall.
feared
But
and
it's kind
loathed.
of wibbly, so
This was the
I
last
know.
public sighting of him exactly a week ago today, meeting the
Let's
Iranian
build-
foreign
Let's
minister.
build a little
There
house.
was the support of Tehran, Hezbollah and Moscow, which propped up his regime for
It's
so long.
next thing that needs toppling.
Bashar al-Assad took power in the year 2000. A London-trained eye doctor, he inherited Syria's police state from his father Hafez and initially promised reform. He and his British-born wife Asma tried to present a new image of Syria to the world. There was even an audience with the Queen. But the change that so many Syrians hoped for failed to materialise. In 2011, when Syrians rose up against his regime, this was the response. As accounts of atrocities multiplied, Bashar al-Assad denied any responsibility.
We don't kill our people. No government in the world kill its people unless it's led by a crazy person. For me as president, I became president because of the public support. It's impossible for anyone in this state to give order to kill.
Over the next few years, hundreds of thousands of Syrians were killed in a brutal civil war in which the regime used both barrel bombs and chemical weapons. At a staggering human cost, the regime took back Aleppo in 2016 with the help of Russian airstrikes. But last week, the rebels were back in the city after an offensive that stunned the world, towns and villages falling like dominoes. We still don't know how Bashar al-Assad fled Syria or where he's gone, but he leaves the country scarred by what the UN has called a dark chapter of unspeakable loss.
Look at this tree.
That chapter now
It's like a
closed.
lollipop.
Caroline Horn,
No, it's
BBC
not a lollipop. It's a big
The
tree.
question now, of course, is
Big
who are the
sweet.
rebel fighters and what does their victory mean for Syria? Frank Gardner is here
No,
with
it's
more on
not a
that.
sweet.
It's not a sweet.
Syria is at a
tree.
crossroads. Everything now depends
tree
on
now.
HTS. That's the main rebel
It's a
group
big
here
tree
that's
with a
ousted
big
Assad. Because this could go either way. A successful transition to a democracy
And
of
now
sorts,
I'm making the
or
longer
a
bigger.
descent into chaos.
And
The
this
words
is like
of their leader here, Abu
like
Mohammed
a
al-Jalali, are
big.
encouraging.
It's like
He says he wants a government for all Syrians.
He's crying.
So is that really what's going to happen?
On the one hand, they have been trying to project a moderate and more modern image of themselves in Kabul and Idlib for the purpose of winning over the local population as well as the international community. But on the other hand, they have really also tried to hold on to their Islamist character and roots on the one hand because that's how they started, but also to make sure that they do not antagonize the hardliners in rebel-held areas as well as in HTS's own ranks.
HTS, the main rebel group, does have a murky past. Until 2016, it was linked to Al-Qaeda, and it's still a proscribed terrorist group by many governments. The dark red on this map shows where it controls, which now extends to some of the pink areas abandoned by the Assad regime. There are also other rebel groups in both the north and south, plus the Kurds up in the northeast, and finally, over in the west, the Alawite heartland, Assad's former power base.
See, there's the tree
And then there are the other nations involved, Russia, Iran and Turkey. So navigating through all these competing interests
Sorry,
is going to be
I'm this.
for whatever government emerges. Fine.
It's next to this.
You nearly
All
used
right,
all
thank
your
you,
bricks.
Frank Gardner.
Yeah.
Well, Steve Rosenberg is live in Moscow and
I listen.
Tom Bateman.